Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well, that you're all having an incredible day to start things off. Since the all-time highs that were seen at the start of 2018, the price of Ethereum has collapsed dramatically from 1,400. The asset is now down approximately 85%, trading at $240 as of the time of writing. Despite the utter collapse in the market, the underlying network has seen dramatic growth. Data now shows that the number of Ethereum accounts has surpassed a key milestone: 100 million accounts. According to Mythos Capital's Ryan Sean Adams, the number of Ethereum addresses or accounts has hit $100 million. $100 million. Well, kind of. 100 million last week, just 5 years after the network was launched. Notably, the existence of 100 million addresses does not mean that 100 million people have used the cryptocurrency. I had no idea. Wow. The milestone shows that adoption is taking place, even though it may be slower than some expected. They said, world powers, well, this person said, world powers will be forced to adapt. This is the next wave of the internet. 100 million bankless bank accounts, Adam wrote with excitement on the matter. And this also ties slightly into what we were talking about yesterday as well. The world has changed, hopefully for the better. And this is just simply how money is going to be moved around now. Adam's observation comes shortly after Spencer Noon, the head of crypto native investment fund DTC Capital, identified 10 on-chain trends suggesting Ethereum is on a bull market footing. Some of these are: the number of daily active Ether addresses recently reached a 2-year high, the highest value since 2018. Ethereum miners are now collecting a vast amount of fees. Ethereum-based finance applications are starting to absorb vast amounts of value. So this article and today, it's usually we get a good fair amount of about a good 70-30. Either things are looking up or things are kind of looking down kind of news. There was a massive amount of bullish news completely across the board. For those of you not looking at the screen, this one says Bitcoin is about to see a crucial breakout. 3 factors show upside is likely. It may seem like Bitcoin has seen intense volatility over the past 2 weeks, and that's true. In the past week alone, there were approximately $250 million worth of positions liquidated on BitMEX alone. Data from crypto derivatives platform skew.com shows. And in the entire cryptocurrency market, there were likely millions, hundreds of millions more. Yet from a macro perspective, this has been all but consolidation. Brave New Coins' Josh Oldzewicz shared the chart below on the 8th of June, showing the price action over the past few weeks, and Bitcoin go into its triangular pattern, which we spoke about yesterday. Prices could break either way, as it's a textbook symmetrical triangle, yet analysts are betting on the upside. A prominent cryptocurrency trader, I was like, what? Shared the chart below this weekend. It shows Bitcoin price on Bitfinex alongside the order book dominance bands indicator, which is a heat map that paints the buy side and sell side orders of a market on the chart. The chart is relevant because the aggregate crypto investor, wow, my gosh, recently started bidding the 9,500 region heavily. Also, that chart also didn't load. So apparently what's happening is that it appears that through all the ups and the downs that people are accumulating heavily, a lot of people are finding, logically, that the miners coming back to the Bitcoin network is also incredibly bullish. I'll just show you what the other articles say because they're all painting the exact same picture. This one says Bitcoin will shatter $520,000 according to a new stock to flow model. Here's when it would happen. This one says Bitcoin's price at the end of consolidation. Bitcoin to the US dollar is targeting 10,500 and 11,000 US dollars. This one says Bitcoin could end current consolidation with a strong rally to 10,500. And this one says, here's probably the most absurd of the bunch. This historical pattern shows Bitcoin could be weeks away from 75,000 US dollars. There's been a huge amount of news about Ethereum and Bitcoin over the last, and it's been more than 2 weeks at this point, about how great they're going to do. I was expecting that normal pattern, like Bitcoin gets 1 week, Ethereum gets 1 week, but they're kind of meshing into each other right now. A lot of people are trying to figure out where prices are going to go, especially I think over the last 8 hours, the prices kind of completely lost their minds, and a lot of charts didn't even show what really happened because it happened so quick. I think this is it right here. Yep, it says Bitcoin price consolidating after, you guessed it, another flash crash. Pretty much Bitcoin rose by about a good $400, $500, $600. I want to say 400. I'll give you 450. And it rose, and depending on where you looked, it was around 9,800 to around 9,890. It was somewhere within that range, but it popped up completely in price. Maybe there's a, yeah, here we go. Cool. Chart right here. Popped up right here, and then immediately slammed back straight down. This slam down right here, a lot of websites don't even register this. Like, it just simply shows it kind of just hitting back around this level once again. No real news as to why this happened, because it just happened so recently. I assume, I mean, come on. It's either one of three things. Whale manipulation, Coinbase went out for 5 minutes, or BitMEX went out for 5 minutes. These have been the only three things this year. I'm going to give BitMEX and Coinbase the benefit of the doubt, hoping that it's not them. It's probably just super crazy whale activity, because it probably looked like to a lot of people that the price was going to start skyrocketing here, because when you even look at the other cryptocurrencies, they also had this same exact, like the same jumping pattern and then slam back down as well. It could have been people trying to accumulate more, or trying to fake other people out into thinking that this was the moment. Anyway, yeah, the entire market, as it appears right now, especially even just news-wise, seems to think that we are here. We are right at the cusp of Bitcoin doing some crazy parabolic breakout, mega ultra awesome crazy movement. Who knows what's going to happen at this point? I mean, you've seen how this year has turned out. It could be anything. It could be any day. It could be any minute. Anyway, that's all the price action news. And without further ado, let's move on. Next up, the TRON Foundation is entering a new phase of its development with the upcoming launch of the fourth network version named TRON 4.0. Merely weeks before the project says goodbye to the current Odyssey consensus and welcomes the Great Voyage era, TRON will also celebrate its second Independence Day. My gosh. At the end of the month. Okay, I'm gonna try not to be cynical. Okay, okay, I got it. June 25th is a pivotal date for all Tronics. What? Following months of preparation, the TRON Foundation finally launched its mainnet on that date, the 25th of June 2018, and it's finally migrating all of its users' funds from Ethereum blockchain to its own. The date is known as TRON Independence Day. He said, today I announced with confidence that development for TRON mainnet Odyssey 2.0 is now complete, and all materials have been submitted to GitHub. From this day forth, the TRON community will be able to download and run TRON's official mainnet Odyssey 2.0 on the TRON GitHub page. The announcement claimed that TRON Odyssey 2.0 had accumulated 2,153 commits, merged 547 forks, and released 15 software iterations and added 102 new features. Following Odyssey 2.0, the network underwent several upgrades, including Odyssey 3.0, designed to position TRON as a direct competitor to Ethereum. It marked the official launch of the TRON virtual machine, which provided the necessary tools for developers to power decentralized applications and execute smart contracts on the network. Although TRON's network experienced numerous modest updates in the past 2 years, it's now preparing to embrace its fourth major iteration called TRON 4.0. I don't know how they got to 4.0 in 2 years. But here we are, and this is planned to take place on the 7th of July. The era of the Great Voyage, as TRON also refers to it, will be a pivotal moment in the project's history with various improvements. So, for those of you keeping track, and I mentioned this to someone else, and it's quite fascinating. You may remember, just keeping this all in mind, just to give you like a big picture of the pie. At the beginning of this year, we had news from the people from Ethereum that we would be seeing Ethereum 2.0 taking shape, taking place, being launched sometime in June. And then we had the news around May from Vitalik Buterin. Oh, yeah, there's no. June's not happening. It's going to happen sometime in quarter 3. And a lot of people are estimating that it could potentially happen sometime around July and or August, when we would see the actual beginning iteration of Ethereum 2.0. At the same exact time, I myself have found it quite interesting that once we got those dates or rough time frame confirmed by Vitalik, that we now are also going to be seeing the launch of TRON 4.0, Cardano Shelley, and more or less in the same ballpark, EOS's Voice, around the July time period as well. It could simply be a coinkydink. I'm going to assume that it's not. They're probably all trying to release something at the exact same time in July, as they are all meant to be Ethereum competitors. We'll see how it turns out for them. I mean, we have no choice but to. By the time we get to around September, October, we will have seen, because the event will have taken place. Anyway, yeah, TRON 4.0 is coming out in just a couple of weeks, the 7th of July. And yeah, this was all over the place. I assume because, you know, it's TRON 4.0 and it's TRON. So good for them. And let's see how it works out as we get closer to that date. Let's move on. Next up, after an influx of positive fundamental catalysts pertaining to Cardano, the growth in the price of ADA has slowed over the past few days. I mean, to be fair, the entire cryptocurrency market's a mess right now, so that's fine. With the asset consolidating roughly around 8 cents, this is approximately a dozen% lower than 9 cents. Wonderful. While some have seen the consolidation of it as a sign the cryptocurrency is poised to roll over to the downside, the fundamentals of ADA and the underlying blockchain are still strong. While the price of ADA has sunk dramatically since the all-time high prices, of course. I mean, when people write these articles, they always make sure to, I mean, usually XRP was the target of this for years. They always make sure to write that the price of the asset has gone down. What? Like we've all been here the last 3 years. We've seen the prices of every cryptocurrency drop. The cryptocurrency has seen increasing adoption as of late. Blockchain analytics firm Into the Block reported on the 6th of June that more Cardano addresses are holding ADA than ever before, with the metric reaching 385,000 addresses late last week. The count has seen near consistent growth since 2018's bubble, according to the firm's data. They said Cardano, or the so-called Ethereum killer, no one calls it that anymore, is looking sharp as the Shelley protocol transition is fast approaching. The total number of addresses holding ADA on the 3rd of June was 385,000 addresses. End quote. A growing number of individuals holding cryptocurrency suggests adoption and the fact that coins are being less concentrated, leaving the hands of whales for more retail users. I'm going to be completely honest with you. It has to do with the fact that Shelley is very close. I'm not sure myself if more people simply have jumped onto the Shelley ADA Cardano train, but it really just has to do with the fact that we are very close to seeing this happen. I've spoken with a number of other people who have invested in many other altcoins as well. It is expected, and I've told you this before, whenever markets really get rallying, really start going up, and Bitcoin goes up by a good 8, 5, 6, 7, 9, whatever percent, altcoins tend to usually double that. So over the course of 2017, every single time that Bitcoin went up by a good 12%, over the course of a week, altcoins were going up by a good 30%, and it was something really insane to to see, and I assume this is also why a lot of people have also been accumulating as well. I told you all as well. I'm also accumulating. It's just kind of how it goes, because I'm betting. It is a bet. You can either win or lose. That ADA is probably at some point going to go over $1 again, if not over $1.30. We had a hype in 2017 before any of this had actually rolled out, so one can only assume that if they get the network upgrade that they've been talking about for the past 2.5 years, it will probably, at least in a year term, have positive effects on its price. It only seems logical. I assume tons of people are trying to, not financial advice, I assume tons of people are trying to accumulate as many different altcoins and or Cardano coins as humanly possible, because, yeah, I mean, there's really good money to be made in it. And the honest answer is, it may look strong now, but we have to see what it looks like about a year from now. Like, when the hype is gone, will Cardano be absorbed and or adopted by companies and institutions? And I think the even more important one is by governments. That is the Ethereum has really taken the foothold there by having multiple governments saying, yeah, we're going to be using Ethereum, and multiple mega banks. If Cardano can get a JP Morgan level kind of bank, or get Brazil or Russia or any other country to say, yeah, we're going to be using Ethereum, Cardano will probably be around for a very long time. Until then, it is hyper speculation, and I am along for the ride because crypto money. Anyway, that's the Cardano news, and let's move on. In wow news, on the 8th of June, Chainalysis announced support for privacy coins Zcash and Dash, making it easier for law enforcement to track them. The company claims that they can trace the vast majority of Zcash and Dash transactions due to the fact that most users do not use privacy-enhancing features. When it comes to Dash, Chainalysis goes as far as saying that calling it a privacy coin is a misnomer. It said, in fact, independent wallet softwares provide more advanced forms of coin join that are being used with major cryptocurrencies not labeled as privacy coins, such as Bitcoin, Bcash, and Litecoin. In a statement to Cointelegraph, Dash Core Group CEO Ryan Taylor said, Dash offers users the option of privacy-enhanced transactions because user safety is important for mainstream adoption of cryptocurrency, and it is therefore end users that value that functionality. At the same time, Chainalysis is a leading provider of advanced anti-money laundering and blockchain and analytics that is necessary, keep that in mind, for money service businesses needing to balance privacy needs with compliance needs, ultimately both promote the safe use of cryptocurrencies while ensuring access to legacy financial markets. So I'm pleased that Chainalysis has chosen to implement Dash into their platform, end quote. This level of satisfaction from the CEO of Dash that sells privacy to its users is somewhat perplexing. It is understandable that greater compliance could accelerate adoption of cryptocurrencies. However, this readiness could alienate many users. So, part one of what we're going to be talking about. For those of you who do not know what Chainalysis is, it's a company that does on-chain analysis for cryptocurrencies. They work with governments and leaders and world powers who want to maintain control and are obsessed with AML KYC and think that they should also be able to track where cryptocurrency transactions are going. So this company says, we got you, bro. And they help them track as many cryptocurrency transactions as humanly possible. There's Chainalysis and Michael Jordan. What is it called? There's another company that does this as well, and they pretty much help track down transactions. The one that anyway, the entire point being, they keep adding coins to their platform, telling pretty much government services, hey, if you need this coin to be tracked, we can do it for you. The fact that they added Zcash and Dash is a little weird because these are meant to be coins that have private transactions. And the guy from the CEO of Dash pretty much saying that he's, not that he's okay with it, but he feels that it's necessary or totally okay Compliance kind of goes against the, you know, it's kind of like Satoshi Nakamoto saying he's totally fine with handing over all Bitcoin to the government so that they can then allocate it to us. It's a little odd, at least in my opinion. That's the tone that I felt from it. At the same exact time, you also have to understand, and I'm going to be completely honest with you, he really has no choice but to kind of say this. He can't kind of have a fist in the air kind of moment saying, no, we don't want this, down with compliance and all that other stuff, because he is the CEO of a mega company. This is why when you hear a lot of people talking about, and this is just the idea of it, why Bitcoin is going to succeed is because we don't know who Satoshi Nakamoto is. There is in its greatest essence, if you will, there is no head of the ship when it comes to Bitcoin. So many things can be implemented on Bitcoin, and should one of them be a problem for someone else, there's no door to really knock on and say, hey, Satoshi, take this away. However, there is for Dash and many other coins that have private transactions. And I forgot what they said about Zcash. I think they said that they can do 0.9% of transactions are fully protected. So, I mean, at least one address for over 99% of Zcash activity. Sure. This will only continue. I think also on the reverse side, this will only help cryptocurrency projects to have more private transactions than they currently already have. It's an interesting time to be around. I wonder, how do I say this? I wonder what the future of the cryptocurrency space is going to be, and what for the future of companies like Chainalysis will be. Simply because, once again, we know that there are many different platforms who are going to be having like private transactions, and not just like one iteration. They usually have 5 or 6, 7 different iterations of privacy wrapped around the actual coin. And then I assume, or rather, I wonder which coins they'll be tracking when they can't really track them anymore, because we already have coin joins where pretty much in its simplest form, if you are, let's say I'm sending a Bitcoin, you're sending a Bitcoin, and 15 of our other friends are also sending a Bitcoin to somewhere else. The coin joins, you kind of, throw it onto that thing, and it kind of gets swapped around and then sent to another address. Like imagine like a mixer. Like imagine you put a whole bunch of lettuce into a mixer, and then you mix it around, and then you all take out another piece of lettuce. You still get what you wanted, but it's just not your lettuce that you put inside. Why did I say lettuce? Anyway, yeah, so this is also, of course, making the rounds, because many coins that are supposed to be private are being hunted down. And I mean, I think these coins will remain. I don't think this is the end of them. But I keep seeing comments in the comment section. I assume these people are new to the channel, asking why I don't talk about Dash, Zcash, Monero. What was the other one? Like the other really semi kind of popular one that no one really has. And then thank you, whoever you were in the comment section about a day or two ago, who was like, he doesn't hold these because governments don't like them. Like, at all. They're being like actually hunted down, and a lot of countries have actually like even announced that they're like illegal. Anyway, that's the those coins news. Here's the actual blog post, if you want to say that. It says, introducing investigation and compliance support for Dash and Zcash. Sure. Why not? Sounds about right. And to finish things off, rewards for holding USDC on Coinbase are now significantly reduced. Coinbase announced the reward for holding USDC in a Coinbase account would drop from 1.25% to just 0.15%. First of all, 1.25 is already terrible. That's already completely deplorable. Via an email announcement on Tuesday, the 88% reduction brings the annual interest rate closer to those offered by banks and well below savings rate offered by other banks and fintech institutions. Here's the actual message right here. It's a significant blow to the value proposition of the USDC stablecoin and could provide an opening for alternative dollar-pegged cryptos to steal market share from the second largest stablecoin provider. To be fair, there are many other stablecoins, not that I'm a stablecoin advocate, but I'm pretty sure like a couple of them have like 5, 6, 7% annual percentage yields. So I don't know how this was a thing in the first place. But now, just numbers. The dropping from 1.25 to 0.15, that's exactly what many banks offer. When you talk about putting money into a bank account, how you lose money every year from having your money in the bank, it's because inflation is anywhere from 2, 3, 4% per year. And that's way below inflation. So anyway, the news is Coinbase, wow. Jeez Louise, is that Coinbase reduced their rewards for their own coin dramatically. But there's no real money to be made in the stablecoin anyway. You might just hold a US dollar and put that into your bank account. I'm pretty sure the actual interest rate for Tether is even like 4 to 6%. So why would anyone have held USDC in the first place? Anyway, that's the Coinbase news for today. Coinbase makes sure that they stay in the news. Let's move on. As always, a very special thank you to all my Patreon supporters. Professor Wally from Gunbot University, Oscar Maldonado, Utopia569, Yasha Harari, Moonman High XRP, The Pothead, Joshua Vineyard, Martin Stoyer, Chongololo, Tsongololo, Nostromo, John Sarson, The Animal Reader, A Bibliophobia, Todd Mullis, Adam Gracie, Moher, Maroni, Massive Ventures in Thailand, Jared Schneider, Wise Night Owl, 242 to the World, Crypto Joe, Bankroll Network, Adobo, Crypto Artist, Coldy 3D, Nicholas Renault, One Piece, One Love, Damien Setsuna, Nick Kanaya, Richie Rich III, Vlad the Impaler, Paxis, Nick Mangi, Alavori, Anthony, Charles, Jem Garner, Jeremy Fox, Minting Coins, Miller, his chest, every day, and Cal Skips Leg Day, Yes to Crypto, Body, Boatface, Anytime Fitness, March Corner Staff, Arfmedic 17, Bake Me a Cake, Tigger, Machinista on Crypto with Lionel, Crayola Michelle, URL, Bolero, Bastos, and hold on, I have to sneeze. Thank you all very, very much for your support. Thank you to everyone who is a member of the channel. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed to the new channel. And thank you to everyone who is a clicker of affiliate links. At the moment, cryptocurrency market looks an absolute mess. Here's a little spike right here that I was talking about. Every coin had that same exact spike and then the same exact slam down, if you will, in price. It appears like we're going lower. I don't know anymore. All the fundamentals are there. We know for a fact, and this is not speculation, we know that there's a lot of accumulation happening behind the scenes from whales or rich people or institutions or family offices or IRAs and ABCs and people in Dubai and all this other stuff. And yet the market does not react how we expect it to. However, for what it's worth, people are hyper bullish on the entirety of the market. Even with the, this is, if you are a trader and or a day trader, I'm pretty sure you're actually loving these movements because this is where a lot of the money is made, as it were. Yeah, the market, nothing is making much sense. Like IOTA's up by almost 5%. We can tell mathematically that there's a lot more interest in Bitcoin currently, or even Litecoin or XRP than there currently is for IOTA, and yet IOTA's price goes up. The market doesn't really make a lot of sense. Yeah. I think that is going to do it for this video. There was something I said. Well, no. I thought there was something I had to say, but there is not. Anyway, I do hope you all enjoyed. I do hope you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening, and I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.